Ariel Helwani, post-fight at UFC Fight Night London, alongside the Senior Vice President and General Manager of UFC Fight Pass, Mr. Eric Winter. Eric, we started the week together on your favorite show, the MMA Hour, so let's end the week together here after what I believe was a historic night for UFC Fight Pass. Is that accurate? The most watched event in the short history of UFC Fight Pass?
You know, it's a 2-year-old company, it's a 2-year-old project, 2-year-old initiative, and it's a historic night beyond our wildest dreams.
Really?
It exceeded everything we expected, all the numbers we put together, all the peak concurrence together. Peak concurrence in terms of the most amount of customers online at one time, or online, but all of our devices. It was a monumental night. It actually exceeded our expectations from current customers watching.
Wow.
It was just, I said it before and I've used it again and again, but it was a tsunami of people coming in, current customers, new customers, and you have to think about it this way. This event in London ended before an event would have started traditionally in the U.S. So by virtue of the fact that Michael Bisping upset the greatest mixed martial artist in history, people want to come back in naturally and watch that fight. We started seeing spikes after the announcement that Michael won.
Wow.
So we need to go back and we need to regroup. And guess what we get to do? We get to continually count numbers all the way through the end of the weekend and beyond.
Did that tsunami start, did you break the record in the main event, or was it from the get-go, from the first fight, middle? At what point did you start to realize, wait a second here, we're doing some incredible numbers?
Before the main event, before the main event, we had broken the record from a peak concurrent perspective, and we just kept going like this. We were surprised, pleasantly surprised, and it's still going. But you have to remember, for Fight Pass, this is an over-the-top product. So it's not just about the live people watching or however many people are watching during a live event. This is about choice. This is about portability. You get to watch live events, you get to watch a fight library, you get to watch original programming whenever you want. So we're going to be counting customers and counting the total engagement for our product for a really long time. You know, our goal is to make sure that 100% of our audience watches every single live event, and maybe once, twice, 3 times. That's the beauty of an over-the-top product like this.
So it's such a fascinating time for UFC Fight Pass. You know, we talked about this, and I saw you sitting next to, you were sitting cage side, right? I believe. There's a lot of bald guys cage side, but I think you were one of them. Are you showing these numbers to Dana and Lorenzo while it's going on? Are you guys looking at this? Is that what's going on?
No, we just look at sports scores all day long when we're sitting octagon side. No, you know what? For me, I like to go down for the first couple of fights, but that's not my place. My place is behind the scenes. We sit behind those scenes with the analysts and we look at the numbers. I'm live on social media. I'm with customer care. Our responsibility is to the customers. For me, everyone asks, what did you think of the event? Well, for me, the event is if our customers are happy, then we're happy. And our customers showed they were happy by virtue of how they engaged with the product tonight.
Now, I was going in and out on Twitter, but I did get some messages of buffering, some people not getting in. Was there any technical issues tonight?
The only technical issue we had was only for a couple of minutes, and it affected a small amount of customers, and it was on the PC side. And it was rectified almost immediately, and
so if you were watching on your phone, you had no issues, is that what you mean?
0 issues. Or on your devices, whether it was Roku, Apple TV, Xbox One, Xbox 360, 0 reports anywhere else. Slight blip with PC, desktop, and it was rectified immediately.
Okay. So do you think that this is going to be the norm? Like in 2016, will we be seeing more events like this as opposed to the events we saw, in the early days of Fight Pass?
I don't want to say that this is the anomaly for our business, but where I'm focused on most is the featured bout of the Fight Pass early prelims. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Our product augments broadcast television. Our product augments pay-per-view. And we will be successful by having the featured bouts with main event names. Next week, in 1 week, we have Diego Sanchez against Jim Miller. We could live all day long with those types of fights that are leading off or ending Fight Pass early prelims throughout the year.
Last night, Glory debuted on Fight Pass as well. How'd that do?
Tremendously well.
Really?
And in fairness, we just signed the deal and we announced it just a couple weeks ago, so it truly didn't have the run-in and the promotion, and it was butted up against Silva Bisping promotion. So we're going to do a much better job of promoting Glory, and as we bring in the K1 library, it's just going to grow. But it exceeded, I've said it before, I've used this phrase, but Glory outperformed what we expected for a first event. And Scott was here, Scott Rudman, the director and co-founder of Glory, and we exchanged pleasantries, and, we won.
Can you give me a ballpark number for tonight? Like, was there over 1 million people watching? Anything you could tell me in that regard?
I can't go into those numbers exactly, but I'm going to tell you this. We broke all records for Fight Pass for new customers to file, peak concurrence, 2 different audiences. These are the people that are engaged in our world. We have a responsibility to earn the right of our customers to have them come back in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We do a good enough job Friday and Saturday, but we have to give them content. So our existing customers, thrilled. Everything we had done there, but we brought in new customers, and it's our responsibility to bring back in former customers who were once in our system, and we have a responsibility as a brand, as a company, to extend it to casual fans, and we did that. Now, you got to remember, we still have a day and a half, I'm speaking from a U.S. perspective, right. We're still looking at the numbers, and I said it earlier today to somebody behind the scenes that America's just waking up right now, and they're waking up to great headlines, and so we've won across the board.
Okay, so a great night for you. Congratulations. Let's end on this. How does Eric Winter and his staff celebrate this amazing night?
We all have flights in about 12 hours. We go home and we pack and we get ready for 196. Super excited. Really excited for Diego Sanchez. I've been watching him since, the early days of Tough. So for me, it was like, it's really fun. It's like an honor, a badge of honor for everyone on the Fight Pass team to be able to have Diego Sanchez and Jim Miller as our bout. So we're really we land and then we start marching forward.
The fun never stops. Again, congratulations. It was a lot of fun covering this, especially from the Fight Pass perspective. Wish you guys the best, and it was something to remember. What a fight to have on Fight Pass. Who would have thunk it? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ariel.